recording. Right, let's take a look at NAS, because I suspect that NAS is about to go higher, right? Why I think that is because currently the highest closing
Yes.
yeah, okay, cool. So I think NAS is about to go higher for two reasons, right? Order flow is bullish, clearly. We've taken the inducement high here, but there's still a ton of stuff all the way up here. I think we looked at a 3-day. Yeah, we looked at a 3-day, and then you've got an order block up here. Right, so we'd look at that. And if we were to look at all of this consolidation that happened at the bottom, right? If this is consolidation and then expansion out, then expansion seeks an order block. So this is our first one. We've taken it out. This is the second one all the way up here. And I think NAS may want to reach for that. Now, let's drop down to a lower time frame really quickly. One of the reasons why we don't trade Mondays, right? Because if you look at Monday, Mondays, sometimes Tuesday, Monday's range is meant to create liquidity. So if you look at Sunday opened and Monday's low got put in here, Monday's high was put in here, equal highs here. And if we just mark the low and the high of Monday, this is an entire model on its own, right? Now, two things can happen with this kind of play, right? You wait for Tuesday to come in, and Tuesday takes Monday's high like it did here. But it didn't offer much in terms of retracement. We just had the slow sort of bleed down. Now, at the beginning of the day, what I actually did want was I was looking at 13,640 here, right? This area, the blue level here. If we go on a daily, that is in the middle of nowhere, right? But what we do have here, I'm going to go down to an H4, H1 and show you why I chose that specific level. What we do have here is Thursday's daily candle, which is the candle that took a high, which was the 13.7 liquidity. So on a daily level, I'm watching this candle's low for CSD. If we do get that low and break it, then that's the only time I'm going to get a bit more bearish, and then we're going to start looking for NAS to fill in all of the inefficiencies down here, start printing down candles in all of these ranges up to here, right? For now, we're in this FEG, daily FEG. This is the consequent encroachment of it. If you look carefully, it's exactly where we are right now, stuck here. And I wanted to get down to this 13,640 area. What did I do here now that it's hiding this every time? Anyway, I wanted to get down to the 13,640 area because if we look at it here, we had a high here. This candle closed above the high with speed, creating this FEG here. So candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. The low of candle 3 for us is the start of the new delivery, right? Remember that? It's where the blue levels come from. So for me, from Tuesday, the draw is down here. Here. Now remember, here at 13,568 is where we draw the line in terms of bullishness, because that's where the daily CSD level is currently lying. So if we get down past that, then I'll go a bit more bearish. What I actually did want to see happen today was Tuesday put in the high, switch down to a 1 hour. Right, so Tuesday takes Monday's high. Immediately with the Monday range model is once you get Monday's high being taken, you get CSD, you go short and you target Monday's low. Right, so that would have happened this afternoon around 11 o'clock Chicago time. Yeah, right, you could have been done with that trade. So Monday and Tuesday need a reference, which is actually Friday's high and Friday's low. You can see that Tuesday not only took Monday's high, but it took Friday's high as well. And then on the sell side of it, took Monday's low, took Friday's low. Wednesday is where things start to get interesting. Now, what I actually did want was I wanted the entire week to be a bit bearish, and then next week start to push up. But what it's looking like as we speak is that we're gonna most probably see a situation tomorrow, with this being Wednesday, where Wednesday puts in the low of the week, which means from Wednesday onward into Thursday and Friday we see NAS push much higher. What I did want was, once we took Friday's low and Monday's low, I wanted to see Tuesday into Wednesday push a bit higher here, back to this order block, and then Thursday into Friday come and take the 13,640 EO level here, and then the following week we push higher. But these guys have some other plans. So if Tuesday stays at more or less where it is right now, we're going to see a situation where we're in an accumulation sort of range here into Wednesday. Wednesday takes the low put into Tuesday, right? It can even dip back into this FEG here, tap this order block, that's fine. As long as it doesn't go below here, we're good on the bullish count. So Tuesday into Wednesday, maybe Asia sideways, London preferably takes the low, puts in a Wednesday low of the week, and then we start hitting higher into Thursday and then Friday, like that. Right? So that's just the plan I have for NAS at the moment. I want to see what I think Tuesday is not going to mess around. Tuesday is going to stay more or less where it is right now, and Wednesday is where we're looking at to take anything between here and here, nothing lower than the red level for bullish count, because it's a daily CSD. So if the daily closes above the consequent encroachment of this FEG here, then expect some sideways, and then we grab, we move, we retest, and we continue. I'd like to see that happen in London, ideally, and then New York retraces back into London's equilibrium, and then London pushes higher. So watch out, because I didn't get the retracement here for Wednesday after taking Monday's low, which would have given me a push on Thursday and Friday. That would have been my bearish count. Now I'm switching up, because we're heading much lower and almost at the drawn liquidity here. We're going to look for Wednesday again, Wednesday to put in the low of the week, and Thursday into Friday heading much higher. Even though this looks like a bearish dealing range, right? Sell side taken, buy side taken, sell side taken. People would look for that to get something like that. We're going to see it the other way, where Wednesday is going to put in the low, and then we're going to actually head up higher. Right? Keeping in line with the bullish order flow and the fact that any FEGs created on the way up should contain price, and this is the massive FEG I'm talking about right here. that EO level or blue level is just in here. So tomorrow, whoops, let's get back there. Tomorrow we'll look at Wednesday low of the week, and then NAS continues to push higher into Thursday and Friday, right? Where is it reaching for? We don't know yet. We could probably check on a weekly time frame if there's any higher objectives here, other than the order block all the way up here. There's an imbalance that needs this imbalance right here. If you look at it, let's try and pull this across. This needs a body fill, right? Wicking into it is simply not enough. We've already done that. So this needs to fill in with a body, and then obviously much higher here. We could see a situation where NAS is reaching for even higher than that, where if we look at our model, if this was the accumulation, this is the failure swing, and this was the OLR, this push down here, this retracement should have went to the order block all the way up here, which it didn't. Coupled with the fact that highest closing candle in this range is a down candle. Imbalances up here. There's also imbalance in here. If we zoom in a bit more, you'll see that at some point this needs to print an up candle here, right? Difference between this down candle, this up candle here, and this down candle here, with the down candle being the high. It needs to print an up candle in that range to balance all of that out, and in an ideal world put in the high as an up candle. So the all-time high for NAS is on the cards. We just need to figure out how we get there. If that's the draw on liquidity, let's try and grade something really quickly, grade it a bit differently. If this was the start of the delivery and this is the top, and we grade it, you can see we are at the 50%, right? Which means at the 50% we are going to see speed or stop runs. Ideally we want to be seeing speed here, and if at the 75%, let me just invert this a bit so it's accurate. At the 75%, which is where our order block is up here at 15k, here is where we could see the stop runs being happening here. So speed through the 75% will line up with, let's just delete that and that, delete that, I don't know what this is, delete that, whoops, delete that, there, right? So it's in line with the daily bullish order flow, the current FEG that we are in holding, and nothing lower than the low of this daily candle, which was put in on Thursday last week. Anything lower than that, that will be CSD. Then we start to change things up and look for stop runs at this 50% level, which could bring us all the way back down. Let's take a look here. We are efficient here, all here. We are efficient here. We're not efficient there. Back to 13,267. So if that's the case, stop runs around here, comes back here, and then we start to see that speed up there. But I'm only worried about that once we close below this candle here and start to violate this FEG of the candle below it. Right, any questions about that? The simple thing. Highs being broken, leaving FEGs behind. Those FEGs are for buying. This FEG should contain price and take us much higher. So like I said, tomorrow we are going to look for a Wednesday low of the week and then NAS to pump much higher, and that'll be a very, very good long, because if you can get into something like that, it means you have, once this high gets broken, we're probably going to retest this as a breaker, and then we start to push even higher here. Here at the 75% is where we could see all the nonsense happening in stop runs. So whatever lows are being put in here, all on the menu for when this happens, right? So tomorrow is going to be an important day for a more bullish NAS. Let's put it that way. Right. So that's NAS. Let's talk about BTC. I'm not sure. There. Okay, that's better. Now this thing doesn't move. Gold. Let's take a look at gold quickly, then we'll get to hop on over to BTC. Gold, you can see from the all-time highs here. High, lower high, again lower high, right? Some kind of trend line nonsense happening there. Ideally, I would have wanted it to have taken both these highs, as it did the low down here at 1677, put in a high here, and then we decide from there maybe back to equilibrium or continue higher. For now, if we look at the structure on gold, high taken, it's an up candle, we like it. Price closes below this FEG here with this candle. So that for me is market structure shift. You know that, I don't have to talk to you about that. So OB being validated, market structure shift, pull back into the OB and then moving down. Even though this was sort of tapped here, I'd like to see gold push back up to the mean threshold of this OB here and fill in here with up candles, then head lower. The target for that would be another EO, which is sitting down here at 1934. I think that could be a weekly level. Let me just double check that for you really quickly. Yeah, weekly level EO. So basically what it means, on a weekly level, we broke this high with this candle. The very next candle, or candle number 3, is that low there, and that's the low we're targeting, which is basically in this FEG here, right? So if we can get retracement on gold back up to the order block or the market structure shift level, even the CSD level where the OB was validated. So in between 2046, 2030 and 2046, we look for CSD and we'll try and take it back down here. Right, and then gold can resume whatever it wants to after that. BTC. The plan hasn't changed for a while now. H4. Looking for it to come back into this order block all the way up here at 30.8. Since we had market structure shift, OB validation, all of this as trendline liquidity to be taken. We have, I think on a weekly level, let me just double check that again. I've spoken about this in a previous stream. Yeah, so this down candle here broke through the lows here. The very next candle, the top of it, that's a draw on liquidity, and that's the draw we're actually targeting, and that's about, that puts us at about 30k, right, at least. On the lower time frames, we have 2 of these Darth Maul candles. The first one, let's go on a daily. Was it on a daily? Yeah. The first one being this Darth Maul high to this low. Not enough body here, and majority is wicks on the upside, wicks on the downside. And with this sort of range play is one side of the range is tested first, which we got here. we are targeting at least the top side of that Darth Maul candle, rejecting at the Darth Maul equilibrium at the moment, 50%. It's been rejecting for a while. On the lower time frames, last week I think there was news, we had another Darth Maul candle that formed here. This high and this low, you can see we tested the high first and then we ran for the lows. After the lows, CSD, all of that, and we pushed back actually higher than that. I have some other stuff here. I don't think we should be talking about this anyway. It'll just confuse everybody, but basically that will work around what the CME gaps are from on the weekends, right? So from Friday to Sunday, we had the gaps that we put in here. This was the previous week. Here, in here. Friday closed here. Monday opened up here. And what did we get? We got a pull back down to fill the gap, last point of order flow, and then went higher. Finally came back, filled all of it here. All right. This week we had something special happen, and when this happens, it's something you should long. We had the closing of Friday here, and the opening of Monday here, and Monday's 8:15 market open here. All of them centered around the same level. This is reason enough for you to have gone long here and target the highs. I just want to find the exchange that I used for this one. I had some markings on there, but it doesn't matter now. You could have went in long here. You would see on a lower time frame your long setup would be in here. Right, accumulation, failure swing, OLR, CSD, market structure shift, retracement, higher. But you notice that we didn't pick enough orders up here in the order block. There's your order block down here. Price pulls back in and then off to the races. So you could have set your orders in the order block with stops just below here. You can see this respected and this respected, nothing lower than this. Now with BTC, let's have a look at EO or drawn liquidity. We had a high that was here, candle that closed above the high, this one. The very next candle is the start of the delivery, and that is where the draw should have been, right here. So what does BTC do? It goes, retraces down into the DOL, and now we are looking for, on H1 it would be here, right? That's where your CSD on your H1 is going to happen, above that high. I don't like the fact that the lowest candle on the H1 is a down candle, so maybe we dip in even further. Let's just scooch on over here. Maybe we dip in further. This is a BPR in here. A lot of movement inside here, right? I bet if we took 50% of that, maybe we reach down there and then we continue higher, right? But the idea is for BTC ahead much higher, and if you want to see what the plan was, let's have a look here. It's something like this, right? Let's look at it on a daily. Simple NAS fractal here, where we push down, retraced, pushed lower. We came back here towards these highs, equal highs, and then we head much lower, and we would then be looking for around 22k, right? That's where I would want BTC to go after 30.8 or around 30k. I want to see it push lower down to 22K, and I've spoken about that. There's the range needs to be balanced here, right? All of this running above here is all on buy side. We need to print some down candles here in this area here, balance this range out, take the high of that down candle, and then we see a push up much higher. In terms of the phases that we are in terms of power of 3, we are still in the accumulation phase, and this push up that I'm looking for up to 30K should just take us into the start of the manipulation phase, which ends at the end of August. So if all of this was manipulation from the lows at 16K, picture that up to 30K. The manipulation phase is here, takes us down to about 22, and then we get distribution higher into 36, 38. That's what we're looking for here. 30K, slow 2 months down, 22K, higher. I mentioned before, there's no need for BTC right now to go below here, right? This is balanced. It can come as low as this. It doesn't really have to go below here. The range is balanced up to here. So anything lower than that, I'm not looking for right now. 22K, 21.5. We start to look for CSD, change in the state of delivery, highs of down candles being taken, market structure shift, all the good things that we know and love, and then we look for BTC to head much higher. Any other questions? Or any questions that you may have? Anything you want me to look at in specific?
Yeah, could you look at a stock? It's
Yeah.
D as in dog, N as in nitro, M as in Mary, R as in whatever.
Is it
R.
this? Dionomy.
DNMR. Let me see. Is that
DNMR,
R?
scientific.
Yeah, DN. Yeah. So go to the daily chart.
Yeah, we're on a daily. Let's just zoom up one more. Yeah. Jeez, what's happening with this? It started off all the way up here, shot higher. I mean, how can you not buy this one? Again, if this is to go higher, you want to see this area hold right here. That's the area we want to hold. This area here is now market structure shift territory. I just don't like the way, I hate when this isn't a solid push up. It's this, then a retracement, and then this. I don't know how well this works in stocks, but not a fan of that either. Up candle is the lowest candle. But if this is continuing this momentum here, then this area should hold or must hold. If we go down to
I wanted
daily,
to. So that, yeah, that doji candle we had, I wanted to tap the top of that wick and then move up.
yeah. So in here, order block in here, clearly an order block. Close above here, draw on liquidity. Let's take a look. This would have been the draw on liquidity right here. This. It would have been nice if they came down a bit more and printed, is this daily? Printed a daily candle somewhere here. Not sure if they will do that, but print the daily candle and then take it, because right now this is all sloppy nonsense here, right? More like flagging or consolidation. If they are doing that, then we want to maybe look at, let them consolidate here. We want to see at some point that, right? Run the low, manipulate, then distribute.
Yeah, I want one more low out of this junk we have going on right now.
Hashtag one more low. Yeah, so yeah, just watch this 260, I think it was a 275 level on the daily. I think pushing down here, printing that candle down here, balancing all of this inside here. If we look here, balanced, right? But I'd want to see them not too interested about this part. In this delivery here, I want to see them come down to at least here. So balance that out and then move. So yeah, 275, just watch that level there. And then you've got all the highs. I don't know what magic this particular stock is or what this company is about to do, but can't argue with this kind of stuff here. It's not in a downtrend anymore. It's either consolidating.
Yeah, and there's a gap up at 10 that needs to fill. So
yeah, it's this. So this almost certain, right? This guy, almost certain.
Yep.
There. Almost certain about that one. We could use this argument here, Sloth. On a daily, it's not so pretty, but let's try and draw it out, right? Take that out. Not pretty at all on a daily. Maybe on a weekly it may be better. See that? Breaker. If that's the case, you're going to wait for two things. You're either going to wait for them to run that low and then push up higher, or you're going to wait for them to break these highs and then come back and retest and then go higher, right? So you're going to wait for two things. You're going to wait for something like that and then a push up, or you're going to wait for them to do that and then push up. No man's land at the moment. You're in the middle of two things, so just wait for them to choose a side. Play the retest off a breaker here and then push up, or wait for them to take the low, CSD somewhere in here, and then push up. Weekly.
So
yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah. What else are we looking at? ETH still doing its thing, strong. Hasn't retested the daily. For ETH, you know, we wanted to. If BTC starts pushing, I want to see ETH come here. And purely because if we look, remember this, and I've spoken about this before, where you have delivery, right? Order block, price falls, market structure shift, all of that. We have a retracement. People are putting in orders here at the order block. Doesn't come, it moves away. Makes this inducement, well, makes that an inducement level, which means there's stops above this high for people FOMOing either on the break of this low and looking for it to head much lower. So this stops are now gone from here. They FOMOed in and put them here, and they're looking for continuation to the downside. So what do the guys do? they come back for this liquidity, they tap the order block, and then they move. That's what we're looking for. Same setup here. Here. Didn't get up here to this H4 OB. Went lower. People have now shorted, put their stops here. I want to see them look bullish, aggressively go up here, take this out, and then roll over. Tap the order block and then get some speed down. So that would be the plan on ETH, H4. Let's look at this on ETH. That candle right there. And 50% of that candle puts the consequent encroachment there. We want to see that hold. And if this long candle broke the high, then this is the drawn liquidity right here, blue level. We've taken it. Now, if we hop on even lower, it means what we need to look for is let's do it with this, right? Accumulation, failure swing, OLR. We need to see this now. Push, retrace, continuation. What does that look like on a lower time frame? Again, not a relative equal lows, so good possibility that these may get taken. Yeah. Low of this candle, 1842. Low of this candle, 1842.37. So the lowest candle is an up candle at the moment. So I would not be surprised if this becomes the model here. As long as this breaker holds, you're going to see a lot of order pairing here from people who went short in here. Short. Now that we broke above it, they are going to want to mitigate their losses by trying to close up here. And if they assume or presume that order flow or things are a bit more bullish, then they're going to hop on board with the rest of the guys to do that, right? Simple concept, break a block, mitigate losses, pair orders. What else you guys want to look at? DXY, let's have a look.
S&P 500
Yeah.
too, please.
No problem. You know, I'm not an S&P guy, but we'll have a look at it. I've seen a few clean things on Twitter here and there. Right. Again, I think we said retest the CSD candle around 104 up to 105. That's what we were looking for. Or here, this RD50 level here, 105, 104.94. H4 not showing any signs of stopping at all. Just have a look at something here. Didn't come back into this level, so if DXY wants to mess around tomorrow, then again, remember I said, I think on a weekly level or daily level, this area here is a drawn liquidity. So if they want to F around and NAS wants to go higher, DXY goes lower, then this is what they're going to do. Take all of this and then head higher. Right now on H4, it's struggling. Failure to close above this range here, or the range high, here. If we struggle there, then I'm gonna look for at least this or this. That's it. So it may go higher, but I think if the NAS starts to push higher tomorrow, then DXY may want to go lower, or if DXY is going lower, that'll back up our NAS going higher.
I've had my eye on that daily FEG at like 108.50 forever now, so.
Yeah, we're not saying that it can't get there, because remember, this can do whatever the hell it wants. This can even do this, right? Let's think about this one. It took the low here. Okay, that's fine, right? Took the low. We come back and we take the high here. So this does that. Messes around here. Or higher. And then we head lower. Because at some point, like I said, and we haven't done it yet, and this is all the way back here, this needed to print a down candle there. Now the red box is actually the difference of that, which they haven't. So you know at some point that this is going to come back all the way down here. It's just mind-boggling that DXY and NAS are moving together at the moment, up, which tells me one is being manipulated. You said there's a gap at 108 or FEG.
Yeah, daily FEG like 108.50.
Yeah,
up
yeah.
to.
I see it. I see it, and it could be a good inversion level, purely because if you look to the left here, we've got this kind of stuff happening over there. We'll leave that on. Let's see how it reacts around there. But equal lows here at the bottom for DXY, they'll get taken. Relative equal highs here should get taken.
Yeah, this is kind of making like a little Adam and Eve, right?
Yeah.
Just one of those stupid little patterns, triangle, and then for a inverted
yeah, so
E.
what was that? That was that, and then that, right?
Right. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, we can let them do that. I don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. Was that S&P you said? Let's have a look at Natgas, and then strangely enough, Sloth, it's actually doing what this little fractal is doing, right? Weird. So more sideways, head lower, and then yeah, so you got a lot of time. You needed to come back down here around $2, and then we'll think about doing something there. Still time. S&P 500. Jeez. This is an ancient chart. What the hell? Let's get rid of all of this. Right. Let's draw a line here really quickly. Here, we've taken this high. Yeah. It's come back to the second FEG here. Again, you know highest closing candle is a down candle. We don't like that. We don't want that. I'm not sure if they want to do this tomorrow, right? Or it's going to be too low. It looks like it may want to be too low, but they've already tapped this order block a few times. Let's draw that again. This guy. Have they? Low of this candle 409,980, high of this candle 4,100. Okay, by 20 cents. Not sure that's enough, right? So let's just put in equilibrium on this, and then again al dente. I won't mind if they did something like this. Take this liquidity out and then start pushing higher.
Yeah, not good for BTC.
Not good for BTC.
No.
Why do you say that?
Well, it follows. BTC follows S&P 500 very often.
To be honest with you, I haven't tracked that at all. I haven't even. It didn't. May have crossed my mind at one point, but right now, no.
I'm happy when I'm wrong.
You happy?
Yes, when I'm wrong, I'm happy then.
Yeah.
So, boss, just so stay on the screen you're on right now. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't this just look like shit?
It looks
I
like
mean,
looks like absolute dog shit.
From a move up standpoint, right? Like the slope of every move up now is getting more and more shallow.
Yep.
We're getting more and more choppy on the way up. Like, this feels like it wants to just roll over to me. And maybe I'm just biased because I feel like it should roll over. But
And if it does, do you know how hard that's gonna be down?
yeah, no, I know. I mean,
If you
remember,
look,
NAS has like so much
yeah,
crap
if
to
you-
take on the
yeah,
downside.
If you look at who's in charge here. Here, look at the slope of these. Right? And then suddenly we in the sideways and up kind of shit here. And these are not the type of PA you want to fuck around with, right? Because you're going to find out really hard, because I've seen these do shit like this, right? Come here and then suddenly it just takes off. So we need what we need, the only thing against me being bearish on the S&P on a daily is we can call this CSD here, right? As of today. There's a high or highs, right? Closed above them. And then the low of the candle that took the high gets traded through. The only thing is this candle here. And these sort of relative equal highs here. Not happy about that. This shit wants to push higher. It's going to use order blocks. So I don't know if it's going to catapult itself from here or want to go down here. There's definitely liquidity lying here. If it wants to do that, then it's going to do that. But we'll see. Let's go down a bit lower. This means, right, so right now as it stands, Monday was the high of the week on the S&P. Right, H1. Let's hop on to a weekly candle. Put in Fib time zone there. Bring it forward. Then pop back down to H1. There's your week. Is it Monday? Still Monday here, right? Weird. Tuesday is somewhere here, so Monday is still the high of the week. Didn't take any liquidity from Friday's high. Friday's low taken, which means, like I said again, Wednesday may be the low of the week. So tomorrow we have to watch this. Sell side taken, let's have a look. Here. Taken some sell side. We are in an FEG right now. There. So I don't want to be too bearish. If we start to fail about here, right, or if it retests here and go lower, this is a mitigation block purely because price did this, came lower, there's your order block, failed to break the high, broke through the order block. So here, if they want to head lower, then they'll mitigate their losses here. If we reclaim this, then we head higher. So we're gonna have to watch Wednesday. It's not a super eventful news week this week, I don't think. And this,
the only
yeah,
like I guess wise is this whole debt ceiling thing. So
yeah,
so we've had one instance in the past. I forget when it was. 2019 maybe.
yeah.
Where they didn't get like an immediate resolution, and the market had a pretty bad drop before they increased the ceiling, and then the market rallied from there. So I think that's the only thing from a fundamental standpoint that they could use as a reason to dump the market right now.
Yeah, let's have a look on a monthly perspective, because let's say the month ends like this kind of shit here, right? Do we have any precedent of any doji candles before? We do, right? Here's a doji candle right here. There's the high here. There's the low here. Price goes, tests the low, then goes for the high, right? So that, in terms of a model, that works. So all we need to do then is have some patience, especially if this candle ends up like this or the way it is right now. It means we are going to be left with a high here, a low in here, whichever side gets tested first. So next week, if we open up and we do that, this may be the protraction or the OLR on the monthly time frame, and then we start to see something like that, right? Head down. So still a week left. Not sure what's going to happen, whether S&P is going to stay in the tight range that it is or break out. It hasn't been able to break out of this whole area in a long time. Right? And it doesn't look like it wants to either.
Yeah, I mean, even again, right, the move down, if you consider that an impulse, this move up has been a lot more sideways.
Yeah, this is nothing.
Almost looks like a wedge.
So if we get next month as a monthly protraction, then we need to start looking at it heading lower. Again, this is dog shit. Up candle low. Then maybe we see something like that, but this is talking months and months now. It's a long time away.
Yeah.
There hasn't been any precedent. I mean, you can see here, this was a whole lot of shit. Look at all of this. Remember all of this. And I remember Neely trying to count all of this. How? They propped the market up and it just kept on going, right? What do they do here? Is this flagging to go lower? They've taken the inducement levels here. Why haven't they gone lower? That means there's a draw higher than the inducement level somewhere in here. Somewhere in here. Now remember, all of these, this is on a daily now, right? All of these can be considered order blocks because they're all up candles. So this entire set here, taken out in time, and we've only just tapped it now. Again, can't be bearish until we have an OLR. Which means, let them use this as a spring or this as the failure swing. Let them do that. Then that. Can't be too bearish here right now. Not right now. I'd like to see, like you did here, up candle high. Then you got a massive move down. When you start to see these down candle highs, not so strong. So I want to see what they do in this area here. Whether it's an SR flip here. Just remember, all of this happened. Broke above it. And now we are retesting. Did this close above it? No. Okay. H12. If we went to an H12, then this candle low here would be the draw on liquidity, and you see it's touched it now already. This candle closed above the high. This candle's low is a DOL. There we go. Into that FEG here. Breaker block, FEG, all of that. So, like I said, tomorrow is going to be important. Tomorrow is going to be important because if anything is going to happen, it's gonna most likely going to happen on a Wednesday. I mean, you can see what last week Wednesday did. Look at NAS. Wednesday, so what we had was Monday low of the week here, and that's only because Wednesday didn't have any news, so Wednesday was going to be sentiment driven. With the Monday low of the week, Tuesday, so you get something like this. Tuesday retraces and go heads higher. Wednesday comes back into Monday's range. Right? This is Monday's high, there's Monday's range. And then Thursday caps the week and Friday retraces. So I think this was Thursday capping the week and Friday retracing. So your profile would, with the Monday low of the week, ideally the profile I would have liked to have seen is Monday low, right? Monday low. Tuesday does this. Now we can either see a situation where Wednesday pulls back into Monday's range and Thursday, Friday heads higher, or if Monday is the low, Wednesday takes out Tuesday's low and then Thursday, Friday heads higher. So that's the only two combinations I want to see. So knowing the different profiles, and there's only going to ever be three. It's whether Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday is the low or the high of the week. If Tuesday was the high of the week, like I wanted to see today, then Tuesday creates the dealing range. That would mean this is the dealing range that is created now. Wednesday retraces, Thursday caps, and then Friday retraces. All right, so that's a Tuesday high of the week. And then Wednesday, let's have a look at Wednesday. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. I've got it here somewhere. Monday and Tuesday create the range. So Monday and Tuesday create the range. Wednesday takes it, heads higher, Thursday retraces, and then Friday caps. Only three profiles I look for and want to use now. So a lot of guys were using the ANN from Synapse Capital, and to be honest with you, it absolutely killed it last week. But today or yesterday, what was happening is a lot of them were lost with the signals, because for Euro USD and some of the other pairs, it said bullish, but price went lower. And this is the reason why, because Monday should never be traded. Monday is gonna range. Tuesday to Wednesday is where you want to start your week. Ideally, the true week would be Wednesday to Wednesday. So there's a lot of reasons why you shouldn't trade Monday. Monday is just there to create the range for liquidity. You'll see often Tuesday, the beginning of Tuesday would just take it and then carry on, which it did here. Am I seeing things? Hold on 1 second. We haven't spoken about a true day, because a true day would not consider anything after New York close, right? That means there's a difference between the actual low of the day and the true day low, or actual high of the day and the true day high. The true day high would be anything up to 4 p.m. Anything after that, not considered. And the true day low would be anything before 4 p.m. as well. Nothing after that. So anything after 4 p.m. not considered on a true day. So if this was the Monday high of the week, then we should have seen Tuesday retrace, head lower. Wednesday takes out or comes back into Monday's range and then heads lower. That could be an option, but I'm leaning more bullish on NAS now than bearish. Let's see, either or. Tomorrow this will clear itself up here. Anything else? Got a few more minutes left. Nico, you want to look at anything in particular?
Yeah, you can look again at the RSR.
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 Remember we had something like this from earlier today, right? I'm not sure if it plays out. Accumulation. We've taken the lows twice, but there's too many equal lows in this right now. Let's hop on down to a little lower. Right, I mentioned this to you earlier. We had a bigger rejection block on the daily level here, and then we had on the lower time frame we had this rejection block down here, wicks and no bodies. So if it were to do something like this, this is where you'd be looking to take any positions higher. Can't remember why I had this purple level. Was it from a daily? Yeah. So if you look here, al dente, they needed to print a down candle here. You agree? They printed the down candle, and then the high of that down candle gets taken. Once they do something like that, then we should be a bit more bullish, because they've made this range efficient, because all of this was running on buy side. They've come back down here, printed the candle here, taken the candle's high. Retracements should be for buying.
Yeah, looks like a Zoom model.
Yeah. Besides that, what you're seeing here is this, right? Huge ass order block here. FEG getting closed above here. Immediately you can start scaling in or buying, because that's market structure shift. This is just retracement either to 50%, OTE, or any some other PD array. Let's have a look. There you go, 50% exactly.
Yeah.
And then it starts to move. So now, because we got the CSD here, and that was coming from the daily candle, retracements should be for buying. That means FEGs created. Again, this is going to be, if we look at our blue level, then I'll put my blue level here. That'll be a drawn liquidity coming in there. You've got the high of the FEG here for market structure shift. We've already, so you've got all of this area in here, right? That FEG. What you can do, you can fib it as well. Take a fib from here to here. So that would put it at the bottom of this FEG. If it gets there. If it gets there, you could buy there. But remember also, any highs being broken, old highs are fair value for buying. They become breaker blocks like this. Let's just do this. See if I can get it more accurate. That low to there, right?
So 29.80.
Yeah, there's it here. You see it?
Yeah.
Respecting it, but still hasn't taken the blue level into the FEG. So can we get a model? Yeah, there's a chance it can take it. You get OLR here.
Yeah. It looks like it's cooked. It's ready for pump.
So again, ICT calls these unicorns FEG and breaker. So look there. As long as this, on this time frame, which is H1, 50% of that, as long as it holds, right now it just coincides with the top of the daily FEG that was used for market structure shift. Here you can see it here. 50% of that breaker FEG old high, you'd be buying in here. So you got your drawn liquidity, FEG, and breaker, right?
Yeah.
CSD, you know what to do.
Okay, thank you.
All right, children, I am out. I'll be on Discord. I'll be on my iPad. I'll try and get to a computer. You can DM me or just message me on Discord if you need anything. I will be driving tomorrow in the day, so I may not be able to reply. And I'll be away for the rest of the week until Sunday. Hopefully when I get back from my work, I will do a stream on Sunday. I'll upload this to YouTube, and then I will manually update the plans in the week. Right, if anything needs drastic changes, that'll happen in the week. For now, we've spoken about everything. I don't think I need to speak about anything else other than low time frame. We can consider this CSD. Low being broken, high traded through. Try and look for something here. That's it.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
boss.
Cheers.
Take care.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.